Welcome to Senior Break. I'm Dawn Medici with Oxford Township Parks and Recreation.
And I'm Marie May with Ellison Township Senior Center. And for our special guest today, we have Mr. Jim Ellison with us. And he is the Chief of Adult Older Services. Should I say that right?
Older Adult Services.
Older Adult Services. And
They say Adult Older Services, that's a whole different meaning.
Okay. Okay. And he's going to give us lots of information about the what we have for seniors out there.
Yes.
So
in
welcome.
Oakland County.
Thank you.
Yeah.
In Oakland County,
Thank you for
yes.
having me,
Yeah, welcome. Thank you
it's
for joining us today.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of activities going on out there, a whole lot of spaces to go in Oakland County. And you know, until I took this position, I didn't realize how
Big.
vast we were.
Yes, right.
And yeah, it's an interesting prospect, meeting a lot of really good people, and it's really kind of nice.
And there's a lot of seniors now, too,
Oh
aren't
yeah,
there?
we have 3 times as many seniors now than we do young people.
Right.
Kids in the county, and the county commission conducted a study here. Started a couple of years ago, the Senior Advisory Council.
Right.
And they'd studied all that and talked to people and what do they need. And one of the things back that came out, I've got I don't know if you guys have this or not. The Blueprint for Successful Aging was the result of that study. And in here was said we need to create a position that can touch base with all the senior centers, and that's where my position came from. And so they didn't know what the commission, what the position was supposed to do other than be there. So I was just finishing up. My background is I was mayor of Royal Oak for 13 years.
Yes.
And then I was a state representative for 6 years, representing Royal Oak and Madison Heights, and I termed out in December.
Okay.
And just about the time that they, you know, they came up with this okay to budgeting for this position, and I had known Dave Coulter, Executive Coulter, for years because we were mayors together. He was Mayor of Ferndale, I was Mayor of Royal Oak, and we coordinated quite a bit. And I also knew Chairman of the Board, Dave Woodward, who, you know, he's been in my community forever. He went to school with my kids, so we have these. And so they got together and said, you know, maybe Jim would be interested in this. So they approached me and we talked about it. I said, yeah, I'll apply for it. You know, there's other people that can do it, but what I've really found out, I sit down on my desk first day, I go, okay, now that I'm here, what do I do?
Right.
And so you laid out a plan. I kind of simply, I devised a plan, I call it a 3D plan.
Okay.
Discover, define, and distribute. So my goal right now, I'm in the discovery phase. I've visited, I think, about 17 of our 37 senior centers right now, talking with people. I've been out and talked to Dawn, and gathering information of what they do well, what they could use help with,
Right.
and then I use that information to compare it against the other centers I have in the county. And where can I find some equity and how can I make it better? Because we have facilities in the county that are opulent. I'm not going to name names, but there are some really nice facilities that can offer all kinds of stuff. I mean, you could play pickleball all night long.
Right.
But then I've got other centers and communities that are in a pole barn.
Right.
And so they struggle and they all want to provide the same types of service, but they're limited by dollars, staff, and facility size. So,
for sure.
so again, I'm only halfway through. So until I discover a way to do this, and we can start sitting down and trying to define how do we fix this inequities in the system, and so that everybody can offer the same types of services. Because again, we have more seniors now than we ever have.
Right.
And they're lasting longer, they're living longer.
We are,
And so
yes.
it becomes a situation that we need to deal with.
And address it before something happens that we'd be able to provide.
And our older adults now are younger than they were before.
Exactly.
So we've got people getting involved at a younger age.
And they're more active.
They're more active, and we got to keep them. So yeah, I mean, again, I joke about pickleball. It's always a running joke. Everybody loves pickleball,
yes.
But then that's the activity part of it.
Right.
And then we also have quilting groups, and we have card playing groups, which is exactly what people that are staying at home don't want to do. They want to come and socialize and play some cards or do some quilts or whatever programs we got. Yoga, you've got a yoga class coming up. And so we try to get the senior centers, and I just have met a bunch of wonderful directors in my senior centers that have the programs planned out for their constituents. and you know, everybody's smiling faces, and like I say, one of the things, I may have mentioned this to you before, that one of the things that I'm discovering is when I go and talk to the directors, they are just so happy to have anybody.
Anybody, yes.
Anybody,
we are.
because the county for so many years really didn't pay attention to them, and that's what the county commission recognized.
Right.
And so that's that's what we're still in process with this. We still have the strategic aging committee. We still meet on that. So we're still formulating ideas.
Right.
But I'm boots on the ground now.
Seniors like to know too that there's somebody they can talk to.
Yeah.
If they have a problem, because you don't have a problem as a senior, you don't have a problem until it's a problem.
Yeah.
And once it's a problem, it's a big problem, and you think, what do I do? Who
Where
do
do I
call?
go?
Yeah,
Where do
Where
I
do I
go?
go?
Right.
Who do I
get
talk
into
to?
I get
So-
into a lot of discussions where we talk, oh, I don't know if I have a problem or not. But it's whatever their concern is can be solved by just talking.
Sure.
Yes.
And they'll feel much better knowing that someone listened to them,
Yes.
may not have solved their problem, may not have given them a solution, but at least they walk away from that conversation knowing there was someone that listened to them.
Right.
And you know, we can continue on. If I've got a challenge, I continue up and see if I can't fix it. Sometimes you can't,
Right.
but you
But
know,
not only that, once they talk to you or part of your staff, they can recommend you to another senior. And that comfort and that, you know, just getting together and talking to each
For
other,
support.
having somebody else.
the bottom
For
line,
support,
bottom
yes.
line of my office, because again, this is all new to me. I've been in the job like almost 6 months now, so I don't have all the answers. But what I do have is 2 phone numbers. I have AAA 1B,
Yes.
and I have Nurse on Call.
Right.
And those 2 entities
Are like your lifelines.
They are.
help us.
They are.
They
You
do.
know, as I call them up and I said, I don't know how to do this. Well, so.
Yep.
And you know, and I've had occasions of conversation with a gentleman called me up. He was scared because his tax was behind and the county was going to foreclose on him.
Right.
And so, you know, tapping into my connections,
Yeah.
I served in the legislature with Robert Wittenberg, who's our treasurer. And I said, Robert, what can we do for this guy? And Robert said, let me talk to him. So within a week, we had his problem solved. And he
Gotcha.
was very grateful. And to me, it makes me feel like I accomplished something.
Right.
And it wasn't
does.
really, it was just being able to tap into the resources and the connections that I have and then let those guys do their job. And Robert was able to find a way to solve this guy's problem. And yeah, just.
Well, I'm excited to hear you mention that, because now not only does our seniors in our community, but us as programmers or directors of our senior centers now have you that we can contact to gain information that we might not be able to get elsewhere.
Yeah, and I'll preface that with that I don't have all of the information, but what I have is the ability to track it down.
Yeah.
Sure.
So, you know, someone could call me up, leave me a message, and I get on it and get back. Sometimes there's just problems that in reality aren't problems. So
Right.
there's nothing to fix, it's just explanation. But in other cases, it is a problem. Something's gone bad. One of the biggest challenges we have right now, and the county used to have a program where, that actually was run by the locals, of home repair.
Yes.
And you know, a senior needs someone to come out and fix a gutter or, you know, shovel a walk or rake the leaves.
Yes.
And we used to have a program set up with OSHA. And it got into a situation where the cost got so high and the available labor depleted.
Yes.
And so they had to stop the program, and I'm trying to figure out a way to get the program back up, because we have a lot of seniors out there that
Yes.
need this help.
They do.
They need this help.
We get calls.
We get
there are
calls daily.
Yes, yeah. Some of the, you know, some of the more, I don't want to say progressive, but some of the more
It seems
viable senior centers can provide that service.
Right.
So they have some very active, talented volunteers that are willing to do that.
Right.
Others don't have that.
Right.
So I'm in my discoveries, trying to find out what they have, how can we convert that to a countywide level to take care of those that their local centers don't have.
Right.
And so, you know, in my simple mind, before I got in politics, I had a 30-year background in construction.
okay.
So I kind of take that knowledge. I know how things are done, I know how things are built, and I know how contractors work. So I'm trying to figure maybe there's a way we can create a consortium of
That'd be
contractors.
great. That would be great.
contractors that would come in and say, you know, we'll give you a senior rate of X amount of dollars to fix a gutter.
Sure.
And it's going to be lower than if they had
The
to go.
standard.
Yeah, and in return for that, we'd have to give them a guaranteed amount of work.
All
Well,
right.
not only would that help that way, but they will, if it comes from you, it'll be somebody that they trust.
Right.
Because these companies now,
I'm from the
I
government,
know
I'm here
people
to
that-
help you.
Yes.
Well, people have come in, I know, and they'll take your deposit and say goodbye.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
So
Yeah,
this
and we're
is a
trying to,
good-
avoiding the possibility of those scams.
Yes.
If it's a program that's being administered through the county or through the local center, then yeah, you have more confidence than just calling a phone number, Joe's Construction,
Right.
giving a deposit, and never see the guy again.
Yeah.
Before we go on a break, I wanted to say that we're taping from Addison Township.
Yes.
I forgot to say that.
All right.
This is our beautiful Addison Township Senior Center.
Yes.
And right after this, we have a yoga class coming in, and maybe we'll see part of it.
Okay.
Maybe not, but
Yeah, before we break, one of the things I'm discovering in these centers is how versatile the directors are in getting. We got a thing going on here. We're going to get out because yoga's going to come in here.
Yes.
And so we'll go somewhere else. And it's just there's always
they're important.
there's very little time that I find empty spaces.
Right. No.
It's being used.
Right.
And I think that's all the director's talent of keeping it busy.
Yes.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, we'll be right back.
Have you liked us on Facebook yet? If not, what are you waiting for? Just go to your Facebook page, go to the search bar, and type in Oxford Community Television.
Hello, this is Lomas Brown, ex-Detroit Lion, and you're watching OCTV. That's Oxford Community TV. Check it out.
Welcome back to Senior Break. Before the break, we were talking with Jim, the Chief of Older Adult Services. And so now we're still at Addison Township, but now we're actually in the senior room,
Yes.
right?
Yes, we are. This is the room where people get to meet each other and have fun and have lunch. And,
This is now our casual talk.
Yes, So Jim, you had mentioned earlier when we were in our last segment that there's 37 senior
37
centers
senior centers, yeah.
in Oakland County.
And those are municipal senior centers.
Right, okay.
There's hundreds of private senior centers, facilities where seniors live and they do provide activities. That's at the end of my responsibility right now. Right now I'm
Okay.
dealing with the municipals because that's what the job is supposed to do. And whatever information we could share, because I was out at Red Fox, well, not Red Fox, it's Fox Run
Okay.
the other day, and
Sure.
talked to those people out there. And they've got a beautiful facility, but it's private, and they support it themselves, and so they don't need my assistance right now.
Right. So you've been visiting
Mm-hmm.
several of these centers. Do you know how many you've actually been to?
I
And
think
what
I'm
you
at, I was near my count today. I think I'm at 15 or 16. I think
Okay.
16 is today.
Okay. Well, I know you were out at Oxford's, and I thank you for coming out and seeing us. And so far, with those 15 or 16 that you've visited so far, are you finding like any commonalities between everybody? Like, is there one common thing or a couple of common things that it's like an aha thing for you that you're gonna like really make note of and try to work on, help us work or get better or improve upon?
Pickleball.
Okay.
What I'm finding is the pickleball program is very, very popular amongst the seniors. And some facilities have multiple courts, some have one court. They all could use more courts because it's a game that it's good for the seniors, it's good for their health, it keeps them busy, and they like to do it. And so, if I could say, give everybody a pickleball court or two, it'd be great. But as far as servicing the seniors, I always ask the question, do you have a lunch program? Do you feed your
Right.
clients? We talked earlier about how you got yoga going on right now, but eventually you can have cards. And so people just want to socialize and play euchre or whatever it is they're playing and have conversation with their friends. And we talk about the quilt. We got a quilting program, a lot of quilting programs.
Yes.
But then some of them get into these unique programs that it may fit exactly for them out of the ballpark type of game. Theater programs or something. A lot of them do trips.
Yes.
Trips are big.
Yes.
And especially if they don't have to do anything other than write a check or give a credit card. And those can be so much fun. I'll tap into a personal experience if you don't mind. Years ago, I had to go to California for a wedding, and my family was with me, but they had to go back early because I flew out a day late. So I had a full day left over that I had nothing to do. So I signed up on a senior bus, and I went to Las Vegas with a bunch of older women. I never had so much fun in my life as sitting on a bus with all these, and it's like I was a pretty young guy. I was in my late 20s, early 30s at that time, and to have all these women take care of me, it was just really. But the point being, they get together and they just want to have fun.
Right.
And so that's why I think it's good to have these, not only just to visit wherever the destination is. They're going to the theater or they're going to it, but to socialize and get together.
Yes.
That's what they need.
They do.
They want to keep busy. They want to have friends. They don't want to sit at home and do nothing. So I'm hoping that when we get our new transportation plan in the county, I'll start working with them and find out what capabilities we got for transportation for people to get to other places. So.
And seniors, please do not be afraid to take the trip by yourself. When we moved out here 30 years ago, I took I believe it was one of your trips, Dawn, and it was to the casino, and I was going alone, and my husband said, "You sure you want to go alone?" And I said, "Well, yeah." I wasn't alone. Once I got on that bus.
What happens at the casino stays at the casino.
Yeah, well, that too. But once I got on the bus, someone sat with me, and we talked, and then you meet somebody else. And so you don't have to be afraid that you have to have somebody to go with, especially on a trip like that.
Right.
Because you will meet people.
If you create opportunities for people, eventually they'll take you up on
Right.
it.
And they will come.
The first time they come, they can't wait to get back on it. So so we need to make sure that we have diverse opportunities, trips that cover all people, and make them available at affordable price.
At affordable price. That's what's really key is making them affordable.
And they don't have to worry about driving.
Yeah.
Because they're on a bus.
Yeah.
And that's a biggie for seniors anymore too.
Yeah. So I know there's one area that I may or may not have mentioned, but taxes. Tax preparation for seniors is huge. And AARP offers a free tax preparation program. We have to find volunteers.
Yeah.
And I have been struggling for Oxford to get volunteers that will come in so that we can offer that program. Orion currently offers it, Clarkston offers it. But for whatever reason, out here in Oxford, Ellison, we cannot
they
find.
Don't want to volunteer, or you don't have the qualified people.
We don't have the people, or the people that are qualified. I had a couple that were qualified and could do it, and they just recently retired, but were also, I guess, contracting with their previous company to help.
Yeah.
And they say their companies have said it's a conflict of interest that they can't do both.
Or they're not here for the winter.
Or they're not here for
They're
the
gone.
winter.
Yeah.
And like I reached out to Orion and talked with Chelsea, and she provided me the names with those individuals that are helping her, but they're pretty much doing it multiple days during the week that they don't have the extra time to come over to Oxford to help.
Is there an opportunity to offer training on the electronic system? So you bring somebody in and show them how to use the TurboTax or whatever it is. Teach them how to use the system. And let them prepare their own taxes on the system, standing by to assist them if they need help. That may be a way to do it because you're, as we said earlier, your seniors are younger.
True.
And so and most of them are they've come out of the computers. Most everything is so electronic. So there may be, rather than sitting down and have someone sit there for 3 hours to do a thing, give them a 30-minute
tutorial
on how to use TurboTax and stand by to help them.
Okay.
And
It's a good idea.
Yeah, maybe that's something we can work on together.
Yeah, could be the first one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I think that's a great idea. So we'll have to look into that. So great idea. So thank you for that.
Generate ideas.
Yeah. I mean, this is what this is all about. So it's to help coordinate and help us expand and improve our programs and services. And I'm really excited that we have have you now on board that we can,
a person, yeah,
Right,
yeah, someone
that we
who
can work
direct
with.
you, so,
right?
and so.
So, well, good. Anything else that you can share about us or talk about maybe about the Senior Advisory Council and how that program, how you're working with that program and how that program could help us?
The Senior Advisory Committee is comprised of appointees from every county commissioner. I think we had 19 county commissioners, so there's 19 people on this committee right now.
Okay.
And then they deal with the senior centers that are in their commissioner's district.
Okay.
Okay, so so if you contact your senior advisory council member, and I did a tour the other day, and the council member joined me on a tour,
Okay.
which is really valuable because
Right.
Monday information was offered and information was taken. So so that's how the council works. They're still meeting. They've been meeting for a while. They're continuing meeting. There's also a subcommittee from the county commission senior task force that I think is winding down its work because they've kind of accomplished what they wanted to do.
Okay.
But we're still in the phase. Again, going back to what my job is, I am my department. Period. It's me.
You, just you.
I have me. I fill up my time cards. I do everything. But we're budgeting for. We're gonna. Yeah, part-time staff are in probably by fall. We're
Okay.
hoping. And then because that's when I want to kick off my my publications, twice annual publications. We also in the fall we're kicking off. I may mention this to you before about our senior fests.
Yes.
We're working in a partnership with a company outfit out of Troy who puts on these senior fests. And so I reached out to them, and as it turns out, one of their directors is an old friend of mine, so that helps. Oh, it's
Yes.
good to have old
Oh,
friends,
it
you know.
is, it
So
is.
anyways, so we've worked to deal with them, and we're going to go into contract with them. We're going to sponsor one in September in Southfield. They already had it scheduled. They're going to bring the county on as a headline sponsor, which would give us exposure, would give us some tables, give us an opportunity for Executive Coulter to come in and talk.
Okay.
And then we're going to do the same thing in October in Royal Oak at the Royal Oak Farmers Market. So I think those are going to expensive. And it's just typical. And I've been to these fests; they're all the same. You got a bunch of people at a bunch of tables selling their wares and passing out keychains. You know.
Right.
But again, it's a socialization issue. You get people in the same room, and conversation starts. And
Right.
Again, it's just something for them to do.
Right.
And it's not costing us anything.
No.
This company will pick up all the costs because
Right.
they sell sponsorships to those that want to be there.
Right.
So it's a win-win for us.
Yes.
So we'll get those scheduled. I want to try to schedule something that's a little more difficult.
The northern, yeah.
Because the company is not as interested in doing something like that because they can't get them. But the need is there. So
It is, for
I
sure.
will continue to
Fight for
put the
it.
screws
Yeah.
for them.
Yes.
But that's an old friend before, you know.
Right, exactly, exactly.
It's always good to have something to look forward to
Yeah.
for
Right.
seniors
Yeah.
too.
Yes, and if we know get the information
Yeah.
of when it's going to be in Royal Oak and or Southfield.
Well, they are.
We,
They're Southfield. It will be Royal Oak, and we're going
Okay.
to get information out to you guys.
Perfect.
And you can publicize it, and maybe that's where you get one of those buses.
you got like a Nota bus or
Yeah,
something
and-
that we
and-
could use to
and
take them
drive
down.
it. So
Yep.
that information is yet to be finalized. We just
Sure.
got the dates, and I can't think of what they are.
That's okay.
October and September.
Yeah.
But
Something
we'll
to
get
look
that
forward to,
information.
though,
Right,
and it shows that we're trying to move this forward with the seniors.
right.
You know, do things for
Yeah.
them.
And it's a great event for them because they may meet somebody that that has a service that they may not need now, but maybe a month or a year down the road, they'll remember.
Yeah, I mean,
oh,
the kind of vendors that attend. I mean, you got healthcare people that attend and
Sure.
that kind of stuff, as well as contractors, you know, and then gutter guard will show up.
Sure.
and so those are the type of people that show up. But again, there's always cake and refreshments and that
Yes.
kind of stuff. So,
Right.
So yeah, it becomes a social event that has commercial value in it.
right. And it gets people out and
Yeah.
being active. So
Yes.
that's
So
great.
So you more to follow on those two events. And
All
we'll
right.
probably be doing more next year.
Gotcha.
Okay.
That'd be great.
That'd be
Well, I
really
look
good.
forward to hearing about those and
do
we'll be
too.
happy to share
think-
those with our community.
Did we give the number, Jim's number to call?
Oh, yeah. 248-858-0593. I haven't memorized it because I never call myself. But it's written down on a piece of paper. But yeah, and also email Ellison, ELLISON, @oakgov.com.
Great.
Okay.
Well, good. I am so thrilled that Marie was able to get you to come out today and tour her facility.
Yeah,
and
this is fun. I love coming out here and visiting with the people that are actually boots on the ground doing the work.
yes.
Yes.
And meeting the people that are actually the recipients of that. Like I just saw your yoga people out
Yes.
there. It's just, they want to go in and do their yoga. So it's good.
Yes.
And now, crossing that threshold myself, I'm 71 years old now. I'm well into that path of senior citizen. And it gives me a better perspective personally about the future.
Right. That's
My
great.
future.
Yes. All of our,
Yeah,
our
yeah.
future.
Yeah.
So it's good. Thanks for having me out here.
Yes.
It's been a ball.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And maybe in another few months or so, next year sometime, we'll have you back and you can give us
give
an
me
update
update
on
what
the-
have I discovered and how
Right.
am I defining
right,
it?
because
Yeah.
you're still in the discover
I'm
stage.
still in discover stage.
Right, and you got 2 more stages to
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
all right. Well,
Let us
thank you
hope.
so
Well,
much.
thank you. It's been
Thank
a
you,
pleasure.
All right.
Call me anytime.
Will do. Thank
Call
you.
me anytime.
Yeah. All right. So we will be right back.
Canine Stray Rescue is Oxford's own local dog rescue. Call them at 248-628-0435 or go to their website dogsaver.org and click on the Canine Stray Rescue League link.
Welcome back.
Yeah. Welcome back.
We just had such a nice talk with Jim.
Yes,
And
we
then
did.
Bruce came in and talked to us for a few minutes too, and it was just so good.
Yes, and I know you viewers didn't get to see Bruce, but Bruce did mention about some things that are going to be happening here in Addison. And
Bruce is our township supervisor.
yes,
Yeah, that we were talking to. But
Right.
Yes, I'm sorry. go
No,
ahead.
no, that's okay. I should have said that. So Bruce had shared a few things, and you have some exciting news about an addition that's going to be
Oh,
happen out here.
Yes, we are going to be having pickleball.
Wow.
I don't know when, but I know it's in the works.
Right.
And a bocce ball, and that's going to be out here too. So we're growing. We're
Right.
growing. You know, it's hard, but we're growing.
Yes.
And this is really the first senior center that's actually, we had one before that was in one of the rooms of the old township, but since this building is new,
Right.
but we're going to be extending out. I don't know if you can see out this window here, but it's going to be going that way. And there's already a softball field
Okay.
down here too. So
All right.
yes, we're growing.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
It is. That is so
exciting.
exciting that you guys are
Yes.
growing. And I think you, Bruce had mentioned 2 or 3 pickleball courts.
2 or 3, and then I think they're going to have a walking path.
Okay.
We've got a little bit of land over here outside, and it's just good.
Well, good luck
thing.
with
Thank you.
organizing pickleball.
Thank you. I'll be calling you.
Oh yes, it is. It is a well-attended activity out in Oxford, and Orion, and Clarkston, and Rochester. So all your neighboring communities. So it'll be nice to have.
It's something seniors really seem to like.
Exactly. Yes,
want
they
to.
do.
They want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They,
So we're
they
excited.
like being outdoors. So
Yeah.
that'll be great. So
yeah.
that's exciting.
That's exciting.
I'm happy
That's
to see
exciting.
and hear that your community is growing and you're going to be able to offer and provide more activities
And
for
we're
your community.
We're smaller, and the people that meet each other become friends.
Yes.
They're friends. They do things outside of,
Right.
of the center here, and it's just a good thing to have more friends.
So if you haven't been out to Addison to see their beautiful facility, and come on out, learn about what's coming in the future, and meet Marie.
And you can go online for my calendar. I've got my calendar up every year, every week, every month.
every month.
Well, always up.
Right. So.
And you can go on there if you want to see what I'm offering here.
And if you have any ideas or suggestions for her, please reach out and let her know. She's always happy to. We're both always happy
Yes.
to add additional things for our community. So,
Yes.
all right. Well, thanks
Well,
for having me out here at
Yes,
Addison
I'm
this
glad
week.
you came up to be out here again.
Yes. All right. Well, we'll see you next time.
Until next time. Bye.